Hello everyone, Watem here, and welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Let us continue. With Battler happily going off to greet Beatrice. And will be disappointed. This place was a villa set aside for Beatrice's use. It was a sacred site for her only, built so that she could spend her days without being affected by the outside world. My heart began to race. Oh, doesn't that sound familiar? I'm so glad that she was able to revive, and that everything's okay. Beato is a personification of the rules. So, even though she was destroyed once, it's possible for her to be reborn again. Battler had quickly succeeded in reviving Beato's body, but he had trouble with summoning her soul back. However, during the time he'd spent immersed in the creation of the sixth game, she had woken up. This had happened 3 days ago. Battler let himself be led into the dining hall. The dining hall had been set up for his and Beato's use. It existed so that they could enjoy some black tea while having conversations, so it were only possible now that he'd reached all of the truth. I want to tell her. I want to tell Beato that I found the truth. Battler couldn't hold back his excitement over this miracle he'd been granted. The miracle of Beato waiting for him in the dining hall to hear what he had to say.
Beatriceはどうなんだ? 変わりないか? 元気そうか?
それはもうお元気でいらっしゃいます。親方様がおいでになるのをずっとお待ちでいらっしゃいましたとも。
食堂にいるのか? 飯でも食ってるのか? ああ、いいさ。何でも構わない。
驚きますよ。
That's certainly true. You will be surprised. When he swung open the doors to the dining hall, Battler was greeted by a wonderful sight. Though the food laid out on the table wasn't particularly sensational, it was arranged beautifully, and a champagne bottle stood there waiting. Then, the person clad in that familiar dress with the beautiful golden hair bowed deeply in greeting.
Beatrice.
Which is already out of character.
私に姿を与えてくださり、誠にありがとうございます。
I'm guessing that's under the characters. I'm not sure if we've read this one before. Battler, the endless sorcerer and final game master. He is the ruler of the game board and the territory lord. To prove that he's won Beatrice's game, he must take on the position of game master. By succeeding in this, his victory will be acknowledged and Beato's game will reach its end. Because he knows the whole truth, he exists on a higher plane than all others. I feel like I have read that last part. Miss Beatrice, that doesn't look right. No, that looks too kind and happy and nice. A new witch reborn from rules. She has not lived 1,000 years, and her behaviour is vastly different from how it once was. She is a witch who does not even know how to use magic. However, she has no fear of magic circles or spiderwebs. It's almost as though she's just a human. She adores Battler and considers it her purpose to devote herself to him. I can't help but feel like that's going to backfire terribly. Let's go back.
いいんだ。そんなのは。よかった。Beato!
Battler rushed up to Beato and hugged her tightly, just to make sure her body wasn't just mist or an illusion.
俺はお前の謎をちゃんと解いたぞ。なのに、それを伝える前に消えちまいやがって。
私はここにいます。消えたりなんかしません。
やめろよ、そんな喋り方。 を着せるつもりなんか全然ない。とにかくお前に謝りたい。そして語らいたい。何から先に口にすればいいかさえわからない。
私がお父様に謝られることなど何もありません。
I'd rather say she's about to call him father, isn't she?
私はただお父様のお役に立てればそれで幸せなのです。
I really hope we get like the shatter effect as Battler gets shattered by this revelation.
ベアト、
ベアトリーチェはお父様のために生まれてきました。どうかあなたの力にならせてください。そしてお父様、第6のゲームの完成誠におめでとうございます。
だからそんな喋り方やめろって。うさんくさくてたまらねえぜ。
この喋り方ではお気に召しませんか？部長法をどうかお許しください。
お気に召しませんかってことはねえが、らしくねえぜ。やっぱお前はいつもの口調がぴったりだ。
And that is... Berto smiled vaguely. Battler probably looked as though they were both smiling at the unusual way she was talking. However, Berto's smile literally was vague and uncertain. After all, she didn't know how she was supposed to talk.
それよりベアト、一体これは何の冗談だってんだ？まさか大ベアトリーチェ様自らが手料理を作ったってのか？
第6のゲームが完成されましたと聞き、ささやかですがねぎらいの席が設けられないかと思いまして。
I see.
ベアトリーチェ様がそれはもう大層頑張られてお作りになられたんですよ。私は一切手伝っておりませんとも。ええ。
Suspiciously specific denial there. The food on the table really was modest and inexpertly made. You could tell by looking at it that Berto, who wasn't particularly skilled with cooking, had given it her all. However, signs of discomfort and irritation were beginning to appear on Battler's face.
これはどういうことだ？
ええ、ですからベアトリーチェ様が親方様をねぎらおうと。
Sweat was starting to show up on Kumasawa's forehead. She was also feeling uneasy. When he noticed, Battler realized it wasn't just his imagination. Beato turned her back to Battler and stuck a corkscrew into a champagne bottle. Then she showed it to Battler.
お父様、第6のゲームの完成誠におめでとうございます。
Yes. I was thinking, do you typically use a corkscrew for champagne? But yeah, I guess sometimes you do. It's just that normally you want to contain it so it doesn't just go flying. Or maybe you do want it to go flying. That is another option.
必ずや宿敵フルドエリカに勝利することを祈願してこれを捧げます。
Hardly long-time rival. Only been rivals for a game. Oh. When presented with a champagne bottle and a sound like that, anyone would think that the cork had been pulled out. However, it wasn't the cork. It was the bottom of the bottle? How did you manage that? Water hammer somehow? Ow. The high-quality champagne that Beata had procured splashed out all over the floor and her dress. Okay, but seriously, how did you manage that? Then the same sound repeated several more times. Each time one of the plates of food on the table was knocked into the air. What?
お父様、お気に召しませんでしたか？
お前は誰だ？
私はベアトリーチェでございます。お父様のために生まれてまいりました。
違う。 こいつは誰だ？
I mean, we did get the shadow, it just wasn't his mind shattering, it was the glass.
ベアトじゃない。そして俺をお父様なんて呼ぶな。これはどういうことだ？何なんだこれは。ベアトを蘇らせたんじゃなかったのか。源氏、これはどういうことだ？
恐れながら紛れもなくそのお方はベアトリーチェ様でございます。
そんなはずあるか。
Just a new one.
これのどこがベアトなんだ？全然違う。偽物だ。
いいえ、ベアトリーチェ様でございます。ゲーム版のルールに従い生み出された紛れもなくベアトリーチェ様ご自身でございます。
いや、こんなのはベアトじゃない。ベアトってのはもっとおかしな喋り方をして品のない笑いをして、それから
いいえ、間違いなくベアトリーチェ様ご自身でございます。
じゃあどうしてこんな喋り方をする？どうして俺をお父様なんて呼ぶんだ？
ベアトリーチェ様はお生まれになったばかりでございます。かつてのような振る舞いをいきなり期待されるのはあまりに酷というものでございます。
まだ記憶が戻らないということなのか。
Will it ever return?
親方様、確かにこの方はベアトリーチェ様ご自身です。しかし親方様がよくご存知のベアトリーチェ様ではありません。
どういう意味だ？俺はゲームマスターなんだろ？どうしてベアトを蘇らせられないんだ？
ええ、確かに蘇りましたとも。しかしかつてのベアトリーチェ様は1000年を経られたベアトリーチェ様。一方こちらのベアトリーチェ様はご本人なれど生まれたばかり。違う人間のように見えるのは致し方ないことでございます。
じゃあどうやったらあのベアトは蘇るんだ？
And kill this one in the process?
体はある、ここに。魂はどうやれば蘇る？
同じ1000年の人生を歩めばかつてと同じベアトリーチェ様にもなるでしょう。
But she won't live the same 1000-year life again.
1000年を待てと。
It would certainly be a different 1000-year life.
人の性格は生まれながらだけのものではありません。その後の生き方や経験によっていかようにも変わります。
意味がわかりますか？
Dun, 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 dun.
同じベアトであっても同じでないということが。わかるわ。同じ人間が2人いたとしても生い立ちで人はいくらでも変わる。
Yeah, twin studies are fascinating, where they've tracked down like twins at birth that were separated, orphans, and despite growing up in completely different environments, similarities and differences can be seen.
本来は同じ人間であるにもかかわらず、その生い立ちによって別人と言ってもいいほどに変わり得る。
It's neither purely nurture nor purely nature. It's a mix of both.
本来人は人であり、人格そのものを指して人とは呼びません。しかし人格を人だと認める人間たちにとって、それはさながら他人のようなものでしょう。
違いねえですな。
What are you doing here? Let's talk about different theatres.
お嬢だって12年前の気の毒な一件がなけりゃ今頃は笑顔が似合うキュートな女の子だったかもしれね
失礼ね。今だって十分キュートだって。
I understand. If a personality is what makes a person in our eyes, you could probably say that a second personality represents a different person entirely, even if it inhabits the same flesh body. At the very least, I'm a completely different person than I used to be 12 years ago. And if my family had come home 12 years ago, then the Yanjay that resorted would surely be a completely different person from me. Even a single human can become a different person. In fact, depending on their upbringing and endless possibilities, they can become an endless number of different people. And if they get brain damage along the way, that's nothing. So, just because this is Beate, that's no guarantee that she'll become the Beate that Oni-chan knows so well.
ましてや、ベアトリーチェは1000年を経た魔女。人は3日あれば死ぬことだって生まれ変わることだってできる。それが1000年じゃどうにもならないわね。あなたはなかなかできる読者のようですね。並の読者相手だったら同一の人間であってもその生い立ちと時間によって
That feels excessive.
別人になりうることを説明するために数百ページを割かねばならぬというのに。
Surely you wouldn't need to spend several hundred pages explaining that for most readers, right?
あまり読者をなめないで。
Yeah.
私たちはただ読んでるだけじゃない。読んで考えてるの。
Exactly.
100人に読ませれば90人くらいは読める。
Okay.
しかし意味がわかるのは50人。
Oh, okay. I didn't notice the if I make 100 people read it, but 90 will be able to.
そしてそこからさらに考えられるのは20人もいない。よく噛んで飲み込みなさいと。ただそれだけの話なのに。しかしあなたはどうやらその貴重な20人の中の一人らしい。だからここへ招いたのです。人の子よ。
It was seriously hard to like this Hashisho Toya person. However, though this forgery she had written was still in its first stages, it definitely felt as though it contained something very similar to the tales in those message bottles. Speaking metaphorically, one might call it a scent. An indescribably unique and stern atmosphere, like a stuffy library. The Beatrice who wrote the message bottles and Hashisho Toya are different people. And yet, this has the same scent as that tale. I see. This is why some of those curious witch hunters are so intensely devoted to her. Their keen sense of smell was able to sniff out that familiar scent. That sounds like it's harassment somehow.
どうぞ続きを読んで。文字を追うあなたの顔を見るのが何よりも楽しいの。
Somehow the way her eyes are set does feel a bit concerning. I feel like maybe more than most characters she's breaking the fourth wall in effect more. Like looking at the reader more. Maybe it's the eyes being more open, I don't know. Just doesn't sit right with the rest of the atmosphere.
そして言葉を交わし合うことも。物書きは感想に飢えてるってのは本当ね。でも申し訳ないけど、こんな分厚い原稿を延々と読んでる時間はないの。それより私はあなたに時間なんていくらでもあるでしょうに。
The second hand and the pendulum of the ornate clock behind Hashisho had been moving the whole time. Oh, I thought I was going to say weren't moving. However, absolutely no time had passed for a while now. Only about 3 minutes had gone by since the time she had entered the room.
ね、時間など気にすることもないでしょ。あなたが読み終わるまで すべての時間はあなたを追い立てない。
ああ、じゃあ次のページ次のページ。
Amicus badged me to turn the page, so I returned to the world by the tale once more. Why does her tale have the same scent as Beatrice's, I wonder? Is it because she actually has reached the truth as she claims? Does this mean that anyone who knows the truth could create an endless number of message bottles? No. Is that how the cat box world works? I see. I guess she might also be an endless witch. In fact, maybe anyone who knows the truth can become an endless witch. An endless tale created by the endless witches. The 2 days starting on October 4th, 1986, when my family is being toyed with endlessly. I have to end it. I have to find a hint of the truth from within this story, and end this endless tale. But will you succeed or not? That is the question.
どうだ、ベアト。俺の作った第6のゲームは。まあ、素直に褒めるやつじゃないもんな。せいぜい、無能なりにそこそこ頑張ったではないか。ってとこだろうぜ。
Oh? Oh, is he giving her training on how to act theater like?
無能なりにそこそこ頑張ったではないか。
ゲームマスターの立場になってよくわかったぜ。お前も毎回随分と苦労してやがったんだってな。ゲームを作るのは楽なことではない。
Oh, Battler. Oh, that's rough.
よもやそなたとそれをねぎらい合う日が来ようとはな。
ゲームを作るのは楽なことではない。よもやそなたとそれをねぎらい合う日が来ようとはな。
You mentioned playing like dolls earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
違う。こんなのはベアトじゃない。
Battler slammed hard on the desk, but the piece Beato showed no reaction. After all, Battler hadn't ordered her to react. It would be easy to revive that Beato as a piece. However, it would only move according to Battler's wishes. Having a conversation with it was no different from talking to himself. The Game Master could summon any kind of piece. He could move those pieces in any way he wanted, reigning as an absolute god. However, for that very reason, they were just pieces. That made it unbelievably lonely and sad.
お前はたくさんの核たちやいろいろな物語を紡ぎ出してきた。俺はそれを見て、お前はきっとさぞや楽しいだろうなと思っていた。
だが違う。
お前は信じられないくらいに孤独だったんだ。
お前にとって俺という自らに反逆する対戦相手がどれほど愉快なものか、今の俺には痛いほど理解できる。
So that's Battler talking free, Beatrice.
礼儀正しいおかしなベアとは確かにお前なんだろうな。1000年前の。しかし別人だ。お前の姿に瓜二つだからこそむしろ許せない。辛い。
しかしコマではないから俺の意志に背ける。
コマのお前なんかより あのベアトの方がはるかに血は通ってるだろうぜ。それは認める。だが違うんだ。あれはお前じゃない。お前の生き別れの妹か何かで全くの別人なんだ。だからむしろどうし
As much as he hated the Beast version of Beato, Adler felt an even stronger dislike of a chick Beato. Even after a whole 1,000 years, she still wouldn't become the original Beato. Even if she were ordered to act like the original Beato, it would just be an imitation. This was a very similar but separate person, and definitely not Beato herself. So, in the previous game, Beato really did disappear for all eternity. Even after becoming the Game Master, there was no way to revive her.
笑えよ、この無様な俺を。
Oh. Just give it a rest already. You're just an illusion who won't last unless I order it. And you can't even continue to laugh unless I keep on ordering it. Disappear. Oh, shatter. True feelings. Now what's this about? Are we going to get another Shannon and George thing at the start of the episode? On Rokkenjima, this day, or rather this round, was the same as any other. The typhoon would be coming very soon. The sky was still overcast, but the clouds were moving quickly. The only thing on Natsui's mind was the plan to cover up Kinzo's absence again this year. Kraus appeared to have suffered a stomachache from stress and was sleeping in his room. Jessica and Kumasawa had left in a boat to go shopping and greet the incoming relatives on Nijima. The servants had been busy since the early morning preparing for the family conference, the greatest event of the year. Canon and Canon were rushing to get the guest house ready.
親族の方々を止めるならお屋敷の客室で十分だろうに。
Keep them away from Kinzo's office.
そうね。こっちのお掃除大変だもんね。でもゲストハウスのお掃除は好き。
奥様や他のムカつく使用人もいないから静かでいいもんね。
Shannon smiled wryly as she performed a detailed examination of the guest room. Did we forget to clean anything? Do we need to restock anything? He diligently gave the room one final check over.
昨夜も入念に点検したじゃないか。姉さんは本当に豆だな。
こういう日に限って油断するといたずらされるの。いざって時大切なものが見つからなかったり、閉めておいたはずのものが開いてたり。
姉さんはそそっかしいからね。よく確認しながら仕事をしないからだよ。
だから私と一緒に点検してくれてるんだよね。ありがとう。
別に感謝されることじゃないよ。姉さんがしっかりしてくれれば僕まで付き合わなくて済む。
本当は私と一緒にいたいんだよね。甘えん坊さんなんだから。
そんなんじゃないってば。
Right, sure.
姉さんは最近ジョージ様のことで浮かれてるみたいだからね。ミスが多そうで見てられないだけだよ。
カノン君、 ちょっとおしゃべりしよっか。
Ooh. I think on that note, I will be ending it there for today. I hope you've all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments, and until next time, we'll see what they chat about. Till then, see ya.